Hello, everyone. My name is Antonenko, and I'm CRM Manager at Rovio. And today I'm going to discuss with you a really tricky topic that is actually a story of my life. During all of years of my experience, I deal with this topic, and I guess now I could share some really efficient advice to how to deal with that and how to make it in the most efficient way. So, CRM and DataOps collaboration. How to come from pain and difficulties to the efficiency. Actually, you could do your CRM marketing without a data-driven approach. You could just collect contact lists and deal with customers, deal with players without any data-driven approach. But at this time, at this case, your communications, your notifications would be considered as spam mostly. Because a player is annoyed with your communications, information is often irrelevant and not interesting, not useful for the player, and so that the performance is going to zero. That is obvious because this communication is mostly like for everybody, and at our personal experience, we need something special for us mostly. So CRM could survive without data, but not on a long-term basis. But that could be another situation, that there is a collaboration between CRM and DataOps, and CRM performs much better in that case. Why? Why it happens? Mostly because of really profound data that CRM Manager could use with that, and to optimize all the stages of campaign management and all the stages of communications with customers through these tools and techniques. For example, we can do a marketing research to understand our players' persona and to understand our competitors. We can do segmentation with these data, and after analyzing some in-game information, so that to make these segments more up to date and more rich with all of the necessary information, and make it like the most efficient way. Also, we can do offer management really efficiently using different dashboards, using automation, and as well as creative optimization. The same stuff. So you could use some reports, and also you could do it automatically, and so that like the best creatives are shown to the relevant audience. Frequency caps as well. So you can understand and evaluate what like the most efficient frequency of communications with your customers, and when is like the right time to communicate with them. And all of these points could be covered with predictive models and reporting as well. So as for predictive models, in my experience, I used and I still using a lot of models. Most of all, churn predictions, early churn, next best offer, like a first offer, and a lot of others, and that could help us to enrich our communication and to make it more relevant. So to come from spam to personalized communications. And reporting, the last but not the least, it's one of the maybe crucial points and crucial ways of collaboration between CRM and DataOps, and it should be set like in the best way to improve the performance and to optimize it like on the daily basis. And of course, a lot of companies have reporting, but mostly it's really generic one that only shows like some overall data about the company performance. But as for marketing performance or CRM campaign performance, mostly there is no proper reporting, and that leads to really inefficient marketing, and in long-term basis it could be competitive. So you need to evaluate your performance and to be able to optimize it like on daily basis, weekly basis, and stuff like that. And after I could show one of the examples how we do that. But everything is not as great and efficient as it could seem, because it's really hard to set up this system when we work together as a team, because actually and more often DataOps and data engineering team and like all BI, it's like a really different department and with different goals than marketing and CRM marketing. So the communication could be really difficult, and we need to build up this bridge between us, as well as priority and time for these tasks that could be really complex and really new for the team, especially when you set up CRM direction from scratch. So almost all the tasks are like completely new, and you need to educate your managers and you need to educate BI people too, to understand what is CRM, how to deal with that, and how to evaluate most of all. Yeah, that could be a tricky question too. And for example, in other marketing channels and functions, it could be like easier because you have proper benchmarking, and you could look at your competitors and understand how they do that in different articles and different presentations, and even analyzing, for example, Facebook cabinet, and that is really easier than CRM reporting and CRM post analysis that are usually closed, and you need to build up the system almost from scratch every time. And at the same time, you have usually you have a lot of vendors to be integrated, so that you have like proper channels and effective channels. But that means a lot of new data sources and necessity to integrate all of that data sources and to make it work as a system. And and even after that, you have like maybe the most complicated task to integrate that tool or this feature to the games. And for example, in some predictive models, we could have issues with implementations in games, because every game should have some educated, some personalized educated model, and also this model sometimes should have some specific factors per game, and so in every game personally. Without that, it can't be done in an efficient way. And sometimes game teams, they just don't want to implement that model or that report to their client and to their daily operations, because it's not relevant to them. Overall, this implementation and this setup could be extremely difficult, and it takes some time, actually up to 6 months in every company, or maybe even more if a company is really like big in terms of employees and operations and products. That's not easy, but it could be done in the most efficient way. And what is the solution? How to overcome these obstacles? First of all, I guess, and I believe that every marketing person, every marketing specialist should have clear goals and values that she or he could deliver to BI people so that they could understand the value of these tasks and to understand what priority could they set on this task or in other tasks. And that could help you to prioritize your tasks like in on short-term basis or even on long-term basis. Sometimes you should deliver your goals to the top management as well to prioritize this activity and to be able to get more resources. For example, at Rovio and in other companies, maybe one of my first tasks to do was to approve their dedicated data analyst for CRM, so that he could work like a full-time basis only on CRM tasks, and this priority could be like always high, and these tasks could be done like in the quickest way. Secondly, the processes, so we could understand in what way to collaborate, what format of tasks we need to have have less questions, to receive less questions from both sides, and to make it quicker. And also to understand what possible due date could we have, or some kind of SLA could we have for every type of the task, and that is really helpful in our like daily communication. And automation could be a solution too, really useful solution. For example, in wargaming, we automated the reports on every CRM campaign so that the CRM Manager could receive this report automatically after the campaign ended up, and had the result of this campaign at Jira task without, or even without interaction with the data analyst. So that was really helpful, and that could get us really quick decision making and ability to be really flexible in our decisions, and to optimize our campaigns for the better performance. And data tools, they are also like extremely important for our collaboration and for our daily communications, and they should have some necessary integrations with all of CRM data tools and CRM tools, and that's like a crucial part of that we need to have not only like one-way communication, one-way integration, for example, from like some data warehouse to CRM system, so that we could do some segments and stuff like that. But also we need to receive data from every CRM or marketing tool to the data warehouse, to the necessary tables to make like the best reporting we could have, and to have this data transfer on a regular basis. And the last but not the least is a knowledge base. So especially in big teams, when you have a lot of headcount and a lot of new people every month, it could be extremely useful for everybody to fix the glossary of every metric we use in the reporting or in other DataOps, and to have the explanation of methodology of the main reports, and also the right description of every report. That help us to deal with these reports on our own, and not to ask too many questions to BI people. And these, I guess, 5 points that even if you implement all of this stuff, and I did it regularly with my previous teams, and I'm doing that now, and that could lead you to some different level with their performance, and that could help BI people to collaborate with us in the best way, and in the maybe less painful way for them, so that they could do like their own tasks easier and in the most efficient way. So as an example, I could tell you about like the latest case. We needed to understand what sources of growth we have in our cross-promo campaigns, but their process of like monitoring our performance was really difficult. It took a lot of time, a couple of days sometimes, to open all the reports, to understand where is the issue, and to match all of this data together. So we go to our dedicated BI people and ask them to somehow to optimize this process and to make some report that combines all the necessary KPIs, and that is more important to get us some understanding of their situation and how to deal with that. So they created a weekly report, a new weekly report with the factor analysis, where we could see their funnel from impression to install. We could understand the conversion in every channel, in every target game, in every source game, and so that our picture was really clear, and we can make changes really quickly, even like just now, after receiving this information, and that helped us to grow in performance, and we keep growing on everyday basis. And our decisions became really easier and quicker than it used to be. And so to sum up, there could be love and a great relationship between DataOps and CRM. And if you use data-driven approach, your performance would be getting better and better every day. But of course, you should be wise in your decisions as well, is in every relationship. Thank you all, and I would be happy to answer your questions.
Okay, we're back with Anna from Rovio. Thank you, Anna, for a wonderful presentation. Very insightful, and such great case study, actually. To me, you know, CRM systems are very, very tricky, actually, because their primary goal is to actually make work easier, to automatize lots of processes, but sometimes they can take a lot, and they can automatize them to some level that you don't want such control from this CRM. So probably my question would be is, did you face some sort of problems here at Rovio with the CRM systems, maybe with some complaints from the employees, which were like, well, who probably could say that CRM system can be ambiguous and we have enough of it, or probably on your previous job. So yeah, can you share that?
Okay, I'll try to. Well, at Rovio, we have in-house CRM system, and maybe the main issue now that we need more channels, we need more systemized communications now, and it requires a lot of resources from our development team to make every change. So probably we need some extra tool now and to integrate it with our existing CRM, mostly for campaign management, for communications, for marketing communications, because it could take years to develop something in-house. That's maybe the main issue. At previous companies, maybe their best case would be with Salesforce. I guess everybody knows about Salesforce, and that could be a pain, actually. Yeah. So the integration itself is really long and difficult, and the support of the tool is not perfect at all. So this could take years to implement it properly and to make it work easily. And we made actually one mistake with integration, that our data transfer was like one way. So we transferred the data from our data warehouse to to Salesforce for making segments and some other maybe activities, but we didn't receive the data back. So it requires a lot of time to download all of this information. And of course, we started. And that happened because the requirements were gathered without CRM managers, actually, like without CRM managers who actually worked with their product, with the people. And we received it as it is. And we asked for this integration because we didn't have any proper reporting. And we started, actually. And I've been waiting for maybe half a year or more, and it didn't happen still.
Half a year?
Yeah, so that's really a tricky question, and you need to understand it like beforehand and to gather all of use cases. And maybe the best solution for this really complicated task as integration CRM system would be to gather all their necessary use cases from all their existing stakeholders and to have some kind of brainstorming session, especially with the game teams, so that you could have all of these use cases together and not to miss like the main cases, because for sure CRM managers can't understand like all of their like possible use cases. So we need to work as a team with games, with live ops, with data people, and so that with marketing as well, so that we could do it the best way.
Yeah, and I think you kind of can guess which size, the size of the company by having a CRM manager. So if you have one, or if you have a department which is in charge of this system, then you're probably a large company, like
yes,
Rovio,
yes.
I believe.
Yeah, that's for sure. It requires some resources, but I guess in long-term basis, it could be efficient, it could be profitable. But even when you're a small company, when you're a startup, you could improve your CRM operations with some simpler solutions, not having a huge CRM system, but for example, using some marketing communication platforms and even some small solutions like for push notifications and stuff like that. And even like doing some reports about your clients and trying to understand what they need trying to gather all of that stuff, for example, from your support team, some ideas, some from community, you could improve your performance, like overall performance of the company. Because like, I guess the best way now to succeed and the easiest way to succeed now is to be customer centralized.
Yeah, sure. And you actually guessed my next question about the small teams, which obviously they do not require a separate departments or separate people who's in charge of such kind of systems. But maybe you can suggest some real real products, maybe some apps or some systems for a small beginning company, aspiring company, which wants to grow, but which wants to also like have some things, have their processes sorted out. Maybe some real products. Can you make some suggestions?
It depends on the goal. What you need. If you need to work with your like customer support inquiries, like on the in the better way, you could you could use, for example, help desk or like some stuff like that. If you need proper communications, you could use some of the platforms like MailChimp for emails or some others that are cheaper than like
I'm using this one actually.
solution.
I want to say that it's very useful. It's very practical,
yes,
and easy to use.
Yes, that's really easy. But like if you want to scale it, it could be tricky. Probably absolutely. You need like some bigger solution for that.
Yeah, so we at DevGAMM also want to grow, and once we'll be visited by hundreds of millions of people, millions of online viewers, we'll of course use something else, and we'll probably have advice from you, because well, it was very professional. Thank you so much, Anna.
Thank you. And actually, I'm in the process of finding some extra tool now, and I hope the next year I could tell about my experience.
Okay, so we'll be waiting you back. We'll be waiting you back here at DevGAMM. It's always a pleasure to have you. Thank you for an insightful talk, and we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.